The Ghost and Mrs. Muir will not be presented tonight so that we may bring you the following special program.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners.
America's #1 Comic Con is back! Meet actors from TV, movies, anime, comic book creators too! Shop for comics, toys, and more! Dress up as a hero, Terrific Con! August 8th through the 10th at Mohegan Sun! Tickets on sale now at terrificcon.com!
Kingdom Come is 4 separate issues, 48 pages apiece. It was an all-immersive kind of lifestyle for me.
It blew people away. I mean, this was the most sought-after book there was.
This was something very new, very different.
No one had seen anything like that at that scale before.
It was amazing.
I never thought from anything that people would still be talking about this book 25 years later.
If you're here at Word Balloon, it's because you like comics, creators, conversation, pop culture subjects. Would you consider joining the League of Word Balloon Listeners? Patreon.com/wordballoon. When you subscribe, you'll also be part of the Word Balloon Book Club, where Brian Michael Bendis and I will pick a comic every month to review and discuss live with the League on this show. Join the League today, patreon.com/wordballoon. Thank you always for your support, League of Word Balloon listeners. Welcome back, everybody. Time again for another Trek Watch on Word Balloon, the Comic Book Conversation Show, and more. John Santos here, slightly blurry. Is my face blurring a little bit? I thought it turned out.
It's going in and out.
It's good that way. Sorry about that, guys. All right, well, I'll do my best. I don't know. I'm in the Delta Expanse, something like that. You know, the Mutara Nebula is causing interference. I don't know. But Franco is on assignment at San Diego Comic-Con. Technically, Wayne is also on assignment from San Diego Comic-Con, but he managed to stop in, and he wants to talk because there's a lot of Trek talk to discuss. And of course, the Baron of Terrificon, the I don't have a good T emperor word.
Tyrant.
Tyrant. Bitch, I like you more than that. But all right, the Tyrant of Terrificon. Yeah. He puts the terrific in Terrificon. It's Mitch Alec, everybody. So yeah,
how about the terrific God? That's a little segue into later on.
Nice, and we will be discussing. Man, I'm sorry about the blur, kids. We will be discussing the. There, maybe that's better.
It's an audio podcast, John. They can't tell.
Well, you know, we got people watching, man. I'm so glad, and it's always great to see everybody. And I so hope you'll have comments of not only the news that dropped about Star Trek at San Diego Comic-Con, but of course we have a new episode as well. I forget what it's called, but Shuttle to Distraction, otherwise known as "Hey, let's do a zombie episode." And let's start with the episode itself, guys. Honestly, I'm okay with it, and I love that people are like, they don't do zombies in Star Trek. Yeah, they do. Wasn't there that Enterprise episode once they hit the Expanse or whatever the hell, when with the Xindi War, and they had that Vulcan ship filled with zombies.
Yeah, but even back in the original show, remember when they met those witches that time? That that like Halloween episode where at the end they turn into like little things and they were fighting with each other.
Like scorpions or something.
Yeah, but I could have sworn there was like a dead like zombie guy in that one. It's been a long time.
There was a dead crew member that beams back and he opens his mouth and it's like, "You will be damned" or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a zombie, but all right, no worries, it's cool.
If he's dead and he's walking, I think that's legit zombie.
So. At least the zombies were such a C-level thing in this story, and it really, other than being an obstacle, that's not what the story was about. I got to be honest, I liked it, and I'm shocked, but out of 3 episodes, I liked the second part of Hegemony. I wasn't crazy about the marriage, and I really liked this episode for the most part.
Have you guys noticed that a lot of the recent like zombie stuff is dealing more with plant-based
Yeah, spores
versus spores, or as opposed to like a viral infection?
Yeah, I got to be honest. That did. It's like, again, these guys can't come up with anything new. Nothing. And this is
honestly, I read a Star Wars book years ago. I think it was called Dark Force. I can't remember the title of it, but it was basically a Star Destroyer in space with a bunch of stormtroopers on it, and they had become reanimated. And Han Solo and Chewbacca were on the ship trying to steal something. This, I think it was before Star. I can't remember exactly, but it was a good one. It was a good, horror book. But it reminded me a lot of that. And then they stole. There's a Walking Dead comic book. I can't remember the character's name. I think it was the one that what's the woman's name? Carol?
Yeah.
Who Carol, if you watch Walking Dead, it was Carol. I can't think of the actress's name. But in the original Walking Dead Robert Kirkman book, they're in this prison and they're getting overrun by zombies. The governor's coming or whatever like that. And one of the characters can't take it anymore. I can't remember which one it was. So instead of like trying to fight off, she runs right into the fence where all the zombies were and basically lets them all rip her apart and eat them. And I was thinking the exact scene when she goes, "Choke on me," and she runs into it. And I'm like, it's cool if you never read that book. You don't know, it's a surprise. But to me, I'm watching it going, this is panel for panel. And I'm not kidding you. If I can go find the book, it's panel for panel that scene where she's like, "Choke on me," and she runs into the zombies in the Walking Dead book and they rip her apart and eat her. And the same thing happened to that Klingon woman. So I'm like, wow, somebody read a comic book. So
exactly. God forbid they actually poke into their own Star Trek lore.
No, exactly.
You're all very well versed at Dead. What's the video game? Dead Space or whatever.
Dead Space.
Yeah,
Dead Space,
and all these other tropes and other shows that they are. Oh, let's do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And
no, but it was cool to see. I didn't know the Dr. Mbenga's name was Joseph, but I do now. Because he kept calling him Joe. I'm like, has he ever called him Joe before? Why didn't you call him that for 2-3 years now? But
but I liked it.
It's kind of cool because they're friends. So why not call him by the first name? It's like, he calls him Chris, doesn't he?
Yes, he has season 1. Calls him Chris.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But the one thing I gotta say before we get into detail about it is, and nothing against the actress, and I love Anson Mount, even though he's a fellow Connecticut guy. And he just had his daughter on July 10th, my birthday. He posted, "Oh, my daughter was just born on July 10th. That's why I couldn't do this Trek press tour." And I said, "Hey, that's a great day to be born. I did it myself in 1966. So he liked it. We went back and forth. But listen, the actress that's playing, what's his girlfriend's name?
Patel. Melanie Scrofano. Go ahead.
Okay. She's been on other shows, I assume, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you ever see when there's no chemistry between two actors that are supposed to be boyfriend or lovers? And it's like Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen in Attack of the Clones, where it's like you might as well just randomly meet a guy at a bus stop because there's no, like, I don't think they're going to get on. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? I'm concerned. You're going to merge with this Gorn thing to, become a new type of creature. Why didn't you tell me? I don't know, man. I don't see any concern. I mean, he's saying it, but
Did you ever see Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly?
Yeah.
There was nothing there.
Whole fish going on there. Like, I don't think these two are getting together.
Well, I like Melanie Scrofano as an actress. She's Winona Earp from the Sci-Fi show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
And currently, she is the lead on Celia Norton's TV show Revival.
Oh, that's her?
Yes, and I just missed the cast signing by about 5 minutes in line.
Again, she's a good actress. I'm not saying that she's not, but I'm saying the two of them together, either it's not written right or they're just not being directed correctly. I don't buy them as, like, I know they're telling me they're in a relationship, but if they didn't tell me that,
I got no problem with them. I mean, I love that they stuck with her from
Yeah.
that first episode of the first season, where she's sleeping over, and they're and Chris is all bearded up and not sure if he wants to go back to Starfleet right away. But I got to be honest, the M'Benga story about killing the Klingon ambassador, I accept what they gave us. I would have liked a more Klingon tribunal and bigger, deeper political implications other than my daughter shows up and she's pissed off and for regaining my honor. I mean, it's all consistent with kind of Klingon tradition. So I'm okay with that. But I'm just like, okay, all right. If you want, I mean, I was really looking forward to some grand Federation versus Klingon Empire kind of, debate.
But I think
go ahead.
But I think they kind of explained it when she said that he dishonored the family and the Klingon Empire. So I don't think it'd be the same like when Worf had to take this. Was it
discommendation?
Discommendation in order to save face for the Empire. So I think it's slightly different in that case, where this one he was an ambassador for peace. There's still tension between the Klingon Empire and the Federation.
Yeah.
That is the major dishonor to the Klingon culture versus the and her only way probably is if this is a way to if she could have killed her father, like she said, I could have regained my honor. So now since I don't have the privilege, the honor to be able to kill my father, I now have to kill the person who killed him. And that's the way that we can regain our honor for our family. So that's why I think that's how it's explained.
Yeah, no. I think they explained it fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted a different thing. But again, does not take away from my basic enjoyment of the episode.
No, but there were, if you really look into it, and I hate to do this, but it's like a lot of coincidences had to happen for that to line up, because it's like they're looking for this flower that's going to be the cure for the Gorn virus. Oh, and by happenstance, in the vastness of space, where it's like a grain of sand on a beach, we just happen to stumble across a Klingon beacon that's going to find the woman that needs to get M'Benga. I mean, you gotta say, there's a lot of coincidences that are happening there. But hey, it's a TV show; it's not real. But I go, wow, that's an amazing coincidence. But all right,
but it does speak to lazy writing, and I hear you, Mitch, and I agree.
Right?
With
I
you.
mean, it just seems like that. Don't you think? Like, if she's really looking for revenge on her father, they're in a neutral zone type of planet. It's just, I mean, come on, man. They just happen to bump into each other at that right place and the right time. And
did they say, Wayne, that they were tracking him?
They tracked him through a radioactive olive, if I'm not mistaken. You should be
right.
I missed that part.
Yes,
you should be careful of what type of drinks you accept.
Yes.
And she said, and I'm positive it was a radioactive olive.
I believe that's correct. Absolutely.
And I'm trying to figure out how long does the radioactive olive take to pass through the system?
Yeah.
Well,
it's like a Viridian patch.
There might have been nanites in that olive.
Because I can tell you, I've had nuclear bone scans, and it's only a couple of days before I basically void out all nuclear matter that's in my system.
Remember the Viridian patch was a little Velcro thing he slapped on Kirk's back? Maybe it was like that. It was a little piece of tape. Yeah.
Oh, it was hilarious. I don't know. Rule number one, don't accept olives in your drink.
Exactly. Note to self. Exactly. That's hilarious.
And if you got close enough to put an olive in him that could track him, why don't you just put a piece of poison in it?
Well, no, why don't you just take the phaser out and go boom?
Right. Yeah, but again, that's a hollow death. No, she had to kill him by hand.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Okay. Well, she could have had the little spear in the olive. Somebody swallowed it. It stabbed him. All right. A batleth. Okay.
I also love that even though she was about to tear him apart, well, she's getting torn apart by the zombies. Good luck in Stovacor. I know you were going to kill me.
I heard that. Yeah. Well, you got to throw that in there because the old time fan. He said Stovacor. Oh, that's like what Worf would talk about. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Yep. Oh yeah. Man, wait till we get to Starfleet Academy and all the ridiculous member berries and that garbage. My
Yeah.
God. Anyway, let's get to the episode. So my one thing is, and I listen again. I like Melanie Scrofano. I think she's an interesting character. I appreciate on the one. I was kind of expecting her to die in that first episode. That somebody was going to die, either her or Ortegas. But they are really stringing this out, and I mean, really, if it's going to be like in the last episode where
she turns into the Gorn that we saw in Captain Kirk. That's what I'm thinking.
And I got to give them credit because maybe this is how we get to the more humanoid Gorn because of a hybrid. Although I have to admit, Pike is like, oh my God, what are you going to turn my girlfriend into? And I was like, yeah,
we all knew about it. We just didn't want to tell you. I'm like, you are the captain of this ship, right? We're keeping shit from you. I mean, come on now, huh? And then why didn't Hammer turn into that? Maybe he'll come back when he jumped off that cliff. You don't know.
Yeah, well, but they needed that flower to make the transition.
Oh, okay.
So and yeah, I hear you. Oh, B Things as a comment. This week's episode was one of those I need to watch with the lights on. Zombies are not my thing. I hear you, man.
Yeah, it was
I hear you. I respect that. I've become desensitized to zombies because there's too many zombies.
Well, it always gets me too. What do they do? Just wait there, like for something to show up to eat? Because
for movement.
Okay,
they sense. It's like a flower. It's like the Venus flytrap. It senses the movement.
Yeah, but how do they sustain themselves when there's not new flesh to eat?
That's what I'm saying. If we want to get a logic of this stuff, it's like if you don't have any
hibernation. Hibernation.
Okay, they're in hibernate. Okay, Wayne. Okay, what? Right? But what is it called? The writer doctor or whatever? The script doctor.
I am the script doctor.
Yeah,
Wayne's gonna solve all the things when I go.
That's my next cosplay. I will be the script doctor.
You should. You go to TrekCon when you go to TrekCon. Come as the script doctor, in a blue suit with a script in your hand, and say, "Don't worry about the episode. I'll fix the plot holes."
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Anytime you guys provide answers, I respect it as viewers going, well, maybe. But I get angry too. No, that is the writers and the producers' responsibility.
I always get mad. These guys are getting paid a lot more money than us. And I go, are you kidding me? If I go to see a $200 million movie, I shouldn't have to come up with a backstory to solve the plot holes because that's what the F these guys get paid to do, and I paid my $20 to go see a completed story, not a whole like, well, if you read the book and you read the comic, it'll explain what happened or play the video game. Oh, come on, kids. That's not right.
Now, let's get into, because there are two different examples of potential military protocol. First of all, M'Benga has now confessed that he did kill him, whether he was saying it to appease the Klingon woman or whatever. And Pike is like, well, this is an official mission anyway. I'm not saying shit. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah. But which I'm like, I'm a little disappointed in you, Chris. I thought you were a captain and everything. And I understand, just like Kirk, there's times you don't go by the book. I was thrilled that number one really laid into Ortegas. And it's like, finally, some military protocol. And you disobeyed a direct order. You ever do it again? And you're off the duty roster. Too bad, Erica.
And I think in that case, too, where the M'Benga was the one thing, they noticed when Ortegas came back, she wasn't quite herself.
Yes.
And then this was like, okay, let's give her a little leeway. But this was the final straw.
Yeah.
When she did disobey. And that's when discipline had to be put back into place.
Yeah.
Now, going to your first comment with Chris, look, when we first saw the episode, we all said he killed him. I was positive. We all said it wasn't an accident. Like this was pre-planned. This was premeditated. So, and I think because it's also an off-book mission, that's why Chris is at the end of the day going, if I were to report you, I'd have issues myself. And then I think it's not to say that he's preserving his own reputation, but I think there is a bond between them, between him and M'Benga, and understand that a lot of shit happened in the Klingon War. And I think that's also part of the problems with Ortega. She did things like, I know you don't like that she can fly. I think she did things just like M'Benga, just like any other person in when you're in war, that is going to haunt you for the rest of your life. And I think Chris is the type of character that has a lot of respect and leeway, because I don't think he was actually on the front lines like a lot of other people. He was in the rear.
It's pretty much, it's telegraphed that, Chris, you didn't go through what we went through.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
So I think he gives his officers a lot more leeway than, let's say, someone else that have gone through in Discovery. Colm Rennie played the character in Discovery, where he's the guy with the funny ears. In the last season of Discovery, he's brought on.
The guy. Yeah, that was the other captain.
He was in conflict after conflict, and he was a lot different in his approach to command than Burnham. And I think that's where you see the difference between Pike and the character that he played.
I'll accept that. I hear what you're saying, and I agree.
But man, Mbenga, dude, he already had the daughter hidden away in the whatever you call the transporter thing. Now he's killing Klingon guys and saying, "Oh yeah, I did it." This guy is, I don't know, man. You remember the story years ago? I think it was on one of the maybe the Star Trek comic books or something, and they allude to it in the Star Trek movie by J.J. Abrams. McCoy was divorcing and he was getting off the planet because he didn't want to deal with his wife. Somewhere I remember reading a Star Trek book, and it was about the doctors, and it was always like they're kind of shady because it's like they're on a ship, and it's like, you know, they're not the most stellar doctors in the world. Somewhere I can't remember if it was one of the comics.
Was it the Frontier Medic?
Something like that. They were saying, you know, guys,
Frontier Medic or something like that on IDW.
Yeah, one of the guys. If you're aboard a starship and you're doing this, it's like kind of like not like MASH, but you're kind of like on the bottom rung. You know, if you were a real good doctor, you'd be in a hospital making money and good practice. But if you're like a ship's doctor or something like that, you're like a little shady. You're like Doc Britcher on the Love Boat. You know
or Dr. Odyssey, the fine cruise ship medical show that we got this season on ABC. Well, but I would say to this, Mitch. Don't forget that Bashir, and I understand it's the future, but he was up for that like Nobel Prize kind of.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And also, given that you're on the frontier, there is the opportunity to find out about other races, and much like them going after the flower, other cures for human issues and stuff.
No, I know, but
I like the idea of that, but I also think that there is another side of that coin.
Going back to Bashir, it's been years, but didn't they say he was like very affluent and his family was wealthy, and this was like that he went on this assignment was kind of like, oh, really? Or maybe I'm just blurring Star Trek.
No,
after a while, it's becoming a thing.
He came from working class people, but
he came from working class people. Okay.
Discovering that he had a learning disability, went and got the genetic enhancements that made him brilliant. And gave him the, really great charity and everything else.
All right.
So I mean, and I like that. Again, they were just common people, but they didn't want to have an underdeveloped child. And so you can kind of sympathize with what happened with Bashir in there. And I sympathize with Una as well.
Well, I sympathize with her because of that bad haircut she had this week. Look, I had Rebecca Romaine and her lovely husband, Jerry O'Connell, at Terrificon, Connecticut's #1 Comic-Con, August 8th to the 10th, in 2 weeks. But that has to be one of the up there with Kim Cattrall's haircut in Star Trek VI when she had the Mo Howard sideburns chopped off.
Sure.
Oh, my God. All I kept doing was every time she was on, I just kept staring at her hair going, is it braided? Is it cut off? And when did she get the Spock eyebrow job? Because I don't remember her having pointy. They were a little going up a bit. I'm like, I hope that's fixed next week. And again, it's superficial, but it was so distracting because it came out of left field. It's like, why is she looking like that? Unless there's out of sequences, like they did that Trek episode where they become Vulcans and maybe she was in that. Whatever.
She's one of the ones that will turn into a Vulcan, but I don't know. I assume there was something wrong with the regular wig because I saw her on CBS this morning and they asked me, they're like, oh, God, it's so great to see you back as a blonde. You know, is that a dye job? She's like, no, it's a wig.
Oh,
So
no, I knew that it was a wig. Yeah, I knew that.
And I realized this was a wig as well, but maybe there was something wrong with the first wig. I have no idea. I agree with you. It looked weird. It didn't distract that, but I certainly noticed it. So I hear what you're saying.
Oh yeah, you could not notice. It's like, who the hell's that?
But Ortegas, seriously, enough of I'm Lieutenant Ortegas. I fly the ship. Shut up.
She's got the Tim Cattrall haircut.
But it's not a real. I don't care about her hair. Hold, let me make my point. It's not. It's not a real catchphrase. Nobody would say that about. And also, every damn person on that crew. Oh, way to go, Erica. Oh, well, I certainly know what I'm doing. I'm flying the ship. Well, you're not flying the ship this week because you're insubordinate. Sit down. I mean, I really wanted Una to be snarky and go, yeah, I know you're Ortegas and you fly the ship. Not this week. Sit down. Think about what you've just been doing.
Dude, that's her signature at conventions. Are you kidding me? She's going to sign that all day long. That's what I fly the ship. Best wishes.
I hear you. Oh, that's funny. Mario says number one's hair is as bad as remember Janeway's hair at the start.
Oh, with that big bun when she had the I don't know what the hell that was, going with the wind or something.
It took years to give her just a sense of like, how about the haircut?
No, it was the Katharine Hepburn African Queen do. It was like all bunched up on top. Yes. Yeah, that's what she looked like.
Good old Hollywood callback. I agree.
Yeah. I always remember watching, going, "What the hell's up with her 20 pounds of hair?" You know.
I liked Spock's mind meld with I didn't need him screaming, but also that's okay. I mean, it's happened before in a mind melt. So all right.
And he punched that poor orderly or whatever the hell.
Yeah, the new guy.
Yeah, the new guy. Hey, I'm a new guy on the ship. Watch me get my ass kicked.
That's the initiation.
Yeah.
It's hazing. It's Enterprise hazing, absolutely, which I like better than Enterprise bingo. I'm for it.
Oh, by the way, when does this take place? Because they don't even talk about Corby. They did briefly when they're on that shuttle and they're going off to find the flower. He's like, so what do you think about, Nurse Chapel and Roger Corby? And I was like, wait, what? We're trying to tie this all back in? So, I don't know.
And again, this is the problem with this show, and I assume it's the budget, that much like where was Pelia, Carol Kane's character, when they sent Scotty in? And it's like, you are setting yourself up to fail when you've only got people signed for only a handful of episodes.
Right.
And we have the natural expectation of, where's Pelia? I remember that with Hemmer before they killed him off. And it's like, this is an engineering issue. Shouldn't Hemmer be there? And he wasn't there. So again, I just feel like they just don't spend their money wisely. And we'll talk about that more when we get to Starfleet Academy. But anyway, I mean, again, and I really feel bad if they're just stringing us along this season and then they're going to kill Captain Battelle at the end.
Oh, that's coming a mile away, John.
Well, it has to come if it's in canon.
Yeah.
Because he hooks up with the girl on the planet.
No, that happened already. Talos 4?
Yeah, Vena's in the past,
That's
man.
over. Yeah, that's over.
No. He's not back into the chair.
Oh, you mean when he gets in the accident
I'm following the whole timeline.
Rewrite it and go, oh, well, he's really dreaming about his girlfriend who's gone.
And also, let's not forget, guys, that I think at the end of the day, and seriously, I really hope to God these jerks don't hit their asses on the door as they leave. I love that Akiva Goldsman's like, hey, let's start a writing campaign. And you want to see us do more Star Trek, right? Wrong. Go away. You've had 9 years and several shows, and you've put your imprint on Star Trek for good and bad, and I would emphasize bad. Time to leave. Time to let somebody else
I think it's longer than that. Didn't Star Trek Abrams come out in 2014 or something?
2016.
Was it only 2016? I think
2013 was the movie with JJ and those guys Beyond. That's the last movie. But no, it was 2016 is when Discovery started. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus God.
Because it started, it started, I'm doing the math, the 50th anniversary of the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of what else regarding this third episode. Again, I on balance, even though with those complaints, I liked it because it felt like Star Trek.
No, it was a good episode. I could see it in the old show. It would be a good, like the original show. It could fit in there. Yeah.
And like we said last week, there are a lot of horror episodes of the original series. Yeah. And people forget that, but it's like, and like you said, Mitch, the Halloween episode is a great example. but the Salt Sucker and a lot of and Rock, the
what the girls are made of,
yeah, there's scary stuff in this stuff. So no, I had no problem with it being a zombie story. So yes, Stanley, I am floating in space.
He's one of the damn judges on Krypton or Krypton.
Yes,
guilty.
Yes, if I could, I would be Trevor Howard.
You would
he was
be
one of the floating heads before he talks to Jor-El.
So, have you ever seen the floating heads from? I'm not too sure. It could have been Robot Chicken, and one of them was from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and he goes, "Oh, yeah. You're freaking guilty."
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. No, I was watching, and Mitch remembers this show. I don't know if Wayne ever saw it. The Richard Benjamin parody sci-fi
Quark. Yeah, it's on. Actually, it's very high quality on YouTube. I'm like, damn, man, they spent money filming this thing. It sucks, but it's kind of funny if you were back in the day when we had nothing. I watched it every week, and I thought it was fun. But now, in the PC culture we live in, Jean ain't gonna fly anymore. And then the twin girls, was it the Lander sisters?
They weren't the Lander sisters, but there were other twins that are
blonde. Yeah. I mean, for its time, it was fun, you know.
Yeah. But they report Conrad Janis, who would send them off into their missions. His guy above him was the big giant head.
Yeah,
and then of course we had that on Third Rock from the Sun as well.
Yeah, Conrad Janis, who was before Mork and Mindy, correct?
Correct. Yes,
this is right on Mork and Mindy. Yeah.
Yeah, one or two seasons before Mork and Mindy, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hokey show, but I still
totally hokey.
Well, Buck Henry made it.
It did, yeah. It was like what, 10 episodes, if that, 8 maybe. It didn't last.
I mean, I just remember it being on one summer, and burning it off in the summer and everything. So yeah. All right, let's get to the San Diego.
Oh no, John! Before we go,
wait a minute. Wait.
All right, don't worry.
What happened? He disappeared. No, I was going to say the final thing about Star Trek. Scotty's voice still annoys me, but I watch it. I understand it's going to be Scotty.
Yeah.
No, but when they sit down in the ready room type of thing, and I realize you've got Uhura there, Scotty, and Spock, and eventually, if we're going to go through canon and timelines, they're all going to be buddies years later.
Sure.
It just, I don't know, man. Why they had to bring Scotty in, I don't know. They could have.
I agree, but also Scotty is a kid in this, and if you watch Where No Man Has Gone Before, or just any of the original series, Jimmy Doohan is older than William Shatner.
Yeah,
and the character is older than William Shatner.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's a junior officer, and Kirk is a commander.
Kirk must be coming on next week's episode, because I saw a trailer today for CBS this morning, and they go, "We'll talk to actor whatever Jim Carrey lookalike." Yeah,
Paul Wesley.
Paul Wesley will be on talking about Star. So I go, I guess he's on next week's episode, because why else is he on CBS this morning?
Whatever.
The twins were Patricia and Sib Barnstable.
Oh, them. Academy Award winners, if I recall.
I believe they were Doublemint twins for Doublemint gum back in the day.
They were pre-Barbie twins. Remember them?
Yeah, of course. And contemporary with the Lander sisters.
Yeah, the Landers were, I think, on Vegas, or Audrey was on at the time. Audrey.
I always refer to the Klingon sisters, Lursa and Betor, as the Lander sisters of the Star Trek universe.
Of Klingon. Yeah.
Because of course they have their Klingon boobalicious as well. In case you're wondering, here's our cleavage. Whoa. Put it back. Relax.
Did Wayne go to any funny panels? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Stanley wants to know.
Go ahead, Wayne. We're done with Trek. Go ahead.
All right. I wasn't able to get to Hall H because this year they were doing the wristbands again. And I'm 61 years old, and I refuse to line up at 3 a.m. to be able to get a wristband to get into a panel that maybe is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because people don't leave those seats. So, but I did get to see the panel for The Human Fly coming back to a comic book store near you. And this is by IPI Comics. So somehow they got the license from Marvel, or they're sharing the license to reproduce, to create new stories involving the Human Fly from the 70s. Now, if you're old like me, you remember there was this really crazy daredevil that wasn't that good, not like Evel Knievel, but was dressed in a red costume, and he mimicked Evel Knievel, had the swagger stick and everything, but he was a Marvel Comics superhero that lasted, I believe, 18 issues. And they're doing, and so they've already done the first arc. The next arc is going to be done by Jim Kruger, who was involved with Earth X with Alex Ross and Justice. And the artist that's going to be doing covers is Jamie Jameson, who you might know from the latest Dreadstar series with Jim Starlin. But what we're going to be happening is the Human Fly wasn't just one person. They're going to do this generational thing over the decades, but it's not always going to be the same person from the same family, sort of like the Phantom. It's going to be different incarnations of the Human Fly battling Dracula over the decades, and it's always going to be somebody else. And somehow it's a mantle that's passed on from Human Fly to Human Fly, which I got to admit, I want to read this book because it sounds so silly. I won't say stupid. It sounds so silly that, you know what? It actually might be an interesting story. The fact that it's this, as Kruger put it, this person never gives up. That's why we really like him. He never gives up. Unfortunately, the director of the Human Fly movie could not be there, because I would have want to hear about you're doing an indie movie about the Human Fly. Tell me more, because this is outrageous. It's just like, and it had its own panel, so that's why I had to make sure I went to that one.
I had all the Human Fly books because I remember the tagline. It says he's something about he's not only just a hero, he's real. And that was the big thing. And he would be on ABC's Wide World of Sports, like I was on a Sunday, I think it was, or Saturday. That's where they would show like Evel Knievel and the World's Strongest Man competitions where guys would be pulling refrigerators and shit. Yeah. But the dude was, I swear, he was strapped to the top of a 747 once, and it took off. And the thing of it is, they said they never revealed who he was, but if you go look it up in the legends, he was like a stuntman named Robbie something, and that was the real Human Fly. But he just disappeared after like this fiasco stunt went sideways. You don't know if he got hurt or whatever, but he was never heard from again. And now that he's coming back, I'm like, well, what did happen to the Human Fly?
I believe that was the Montreal jump where he tried to jump 20 buses. And he didn't quite make it.
No.
Knievel or the Fly?
No,
the Fly. The Fly, yeah. And he broke almost every bone in his body.
Well, I kind of like Knievel.
Yeah.
Great.
You know what?
While you were describing the panel, Wayne, I just checked on Marvel Unlimited to see if the old Human Fly issues are on Marvel Unlimited. They're not. So, yeah, it must have been a character idea that Marvel licensed. And also, there's that great short Canadian documentary of DC and Marvel. And there's this wonderful sequence with Archie Goodwin and Stan Lee going over the designs of both the uniform for the Human Fly, and there was kind of a mystery gimmick. Attaboy, stand by. I'll zoom in.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of possible secret identities for the Fly. So these are the new comics, correct?
These are the new comics.
The one on the left is very reminiscent of a gold key design.
Yeah, it's the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sure.
It looks like a Dell book back in the day.
No, it's the Gold Key Green Hornet, the TV series. This is a direct homage to it. Now, okay. Funny story about how I won these. So they were doing quizzes about the.
Hold on.
About the.
Let me ask you a question about the comics before you tell us about this.
Oh yeah.
Did you read the comics?
I flipped through them because this was issue 3, so I would probably be lost in the story.
I understand. All right, because I wanted to know how was the quality of the storytelling. So
yeah, I might have to get issues 1 and 2, wherever they may be.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Sorry. No. I was just going. It's issue 3. So, anyways, they were doing quizzes to see your knowledge on human fly. So when they got to the third question, which was for the third issue, so they asked, okay, who is the famous artist that Jim Kruger worked with on Supreme? I raised my hand up and I said, has to be it's Rob Liefeld. And I said it with conviction. I mean with conviction, because I knew that Liefeld created Supreme.
Sure he did.
And the commentator going, you're right, it's Alex Ross. And I'm going,
which is also correct, because I've certainly seen lots of Alex Ross designs of Supreme, but keep going.
But the Alex Ross covers for Supreme was when Alan Moore was writing the comic.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So when they said, okay, he sounded so convincing. Excuse me. We'll give him the comics anyways. So the lady gave him to me. And I said, look, Jim wasn't on the book when Alex did the covers. I'm going to assume you were talking about when Rob Liefeld was doing the art. So, don't worry about it. I'm going, okay. So I ended up with the comics.
But Brian has information on the Human Fly Daredevil himself, and says Rick Rojat.
Yes,
was the original who retired after the crash over 14 buses. And Wayne, a proud Canadian, apparently.
Yeah.
We stand on guard for the Human Fly, indeed. And Jeremy has a question for you, Mitch, regarding Terrificon.
Yes.
What's up with the trading cards? How much per pack? How many different cards? Tell us as much as you know.
Has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but sure, I'll tell you. You get 10 cards in a pack plus one bonus autograph card from one of the artists there. And I think when you pre-ordered them, when I offered them months ago, I think they were $7 for a pack. But, now that the show's, 2 weeks from now, and Uncle Mitchie needs some money, maybe I'll make them $10 a pack. We don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see
how many cards per pack?
11 cards in a pack. I think that's fair.
Okay.
You don't get a piece of gum. Back when we were kids, it would be like a buck, but that was 50 years ago. So,
are you kidding me? I remember when a pack of cards was like a quarter or whatever.
Exactly. I used to get wacky packs. My God, a quarter. I used to get that. And the Star Wars trading cards, I think it was 25 cents.
And that,
it was great.
That unbelievably tough bubble gum.
Oh yeah.
That, you had to break your teeth to get it to be soft.
You could shave with it. I tried getting that gum and put it in each one of the packs, but I don't think they make it. It's like illegal, but it is what it is. Remember that powdered sugar? It was like, it was like liquid. It would go in your mouth and kind of melt and turn into another life form. But no. And I only made 30 packs of these, Jeremy. So they are limited because I was like, I don't want to get stuck with 1,000 of them. So there's 30 packs. They have the little wrapper, just like a real Topps trading cards. I was putting them together. So it's kind of cool.
Wayne, Stanley wants to know if Comic-Con was good this year.
For myself, yes, I had to pace myself because I'm dealing with stuff. But yeah, no, it was actually really interesting. Again, I was really bummed out about the wristband aspect because the 1 year this is sad to say, but when we had the strikes, it was so easy to getting into Hall H.
Sure.
But now that the strikes are over, it's just, and then I found this year, the hall every day was really busy. Like there wasn't really a slow day at all from preview night to even today on Sunday. This was a busier year, and they cranked the AC for the first time I've been here. This is the first time the AC never gave up.
Wow.
You know what, Wayne? You know where you would never have trouble getting into a panel?
That's true.
Terrificon on August 8th to the 10th. It's true.
By the way, I had a marathon discussion Saturday and Sunday with Al Milgram, which was fantastic. Yes. And on Friday night, a fantastic interview with Ordway. And both will be at Terrificon. And both are very excited for the programming that we're going to have there. So that's terrific. Here, Jeremy, even give you a little banner here for you, Mitchie. So
thank you, Jeremy.
Very
you
nice.
are a nice guy. Jeremy comes all the time too.
But what I found interesting, because I was on a Milwaukee radio show previewing Fantastic Four, and then also giving a review the next night. But on the preview night, we talked about the programming at San Diego. And I was stunned because I don't remember this in previous years. And I know there are a lot of non-nerd TV shows and films that do still show up at Terrificon at Comic-Con in San Diego. But I don't remember until this year that Hallmark movies had their own panel. Swear to God. And I gotta ask, I don't know if the Flash was there, John Wesley Shipp, given his involvement with the Hallmark movies.
He is,
But that cracked me up. But also I get it because I remember years ago when USA with all their dramas would be I keep saying it, Mitch.
You're not coming here, John.
That's why you're paying me, Mitchell. So there you go. But no, I remember like White Collar and Monk and all that.
Nip
they
Tuck.
were panels at Nip Tuck's a different network, but yeah, I think there was a Nip Tuck.
Well, it was weird. I remember they had the cast minus Harrison Ford of Shrinking last year at New York Comic-Con, which is a great show. I mean, I don't miss it. I love Shrinking. I think it's fantastic, but I thought it was a little unusual to be at New York Comic-Con, but I guess they got to go. Hey, look, man, I try to promote my show, and it's harder and harder every year because the world is so diverse when it comes to social media and communications. You don't know where the hell you're going to get people's attention. I mean, I do all the YouTubes and the Instagrams and all that jazz, but it's hard, man. It's hard to get people's attention now.
I'm so glad, Mitch, you got the celebrities doing their Instagram and TikTok videos promoting the show.
Yes,
which is great. That is really great to see. So
I wish more of them would do that because it's always cool. I mean, you can have me talk to I'm blue in the face, but when you actually hear the guys come out and say, "Hey, I'm John Smith from your favorite TV show. I'll see you at Terrificon," it's like, now he knows me.
This panel makes sense, and I haven't seen the video if they made a video of it, but Svengoolie and the Sven Squad were at Comic-Con, and
nice.
I look forward to it. I'm gonna let Rich relax and unwind. But I will ask him, at least privately, how things went. It looks like everything went great.
What?
Franco did meet the Sven Squad.
Oh, nice.
Well, one of them was wearing one of Franco's Svengoolie T-shirts.
Yeah.
Did Franco have a panel? Was there?
There was a Flash Gordon panel.
Mad Cave. Yeah.
Oh, and one thing that came out, it was the problem with San Diego is there's always panels that conflict either with stuff you want to do or panels that are happening at the same time. So around the same time as the Human Fly panel, there was a panel on a documentary about Tarpe Mills and her character Miss Fury and her from the 50s.
Yeah.
And that was something I really wanted to see too. So I'm hoping to somehow, if it ends up on Tubi like a lot of these comic book documentaries do, I really wanted to go to that one, but I also wanted to find out the Human Fly is out in comics again.
Yeah.
So again, this is the problem. San Diego does a lot of programming that really you got to pick and choose what you want to do. And the stuff that I really needed to do, I had to list. I did my priority list. This is what I want to get done, and see if I can get into anything in between. And it worked out that the Human Fly panel was right here in the hotel that I'm staying at, because the Tarpe Mills was at another hotel, and there was no way I could have cross-pollinated between the two hotels in time. So I had to pick one. But there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of independent films, like short films, that I wanted to go to, but they were like later at night, and I'm getting to the point where just like our good pal Sal. Yeah. I can't do Sal's voice, but it's like, hey, it's 11 o'clock. I can't do this anymore.
Well, and Sal's got to get up at 6 or 7 in the morning to be on Good Morning San Diego and stuff like that while the con's going on.
Plus, he's got to chase Sienkiewicz around.
And don't worry, everybody. I promise, because there was obviously Star Trek news at Comic-Con, but I'm glad that we're talking about this stuff as well. Stanley wants to know if you met any celebrities, buddy.
Yes, in the hotel lobby. And I didn't want to disturb him. Alec Baldwin was there. Oh. I walked in with my stuff. I'm going, hey, I know him. So I don't know what he was promoting. Obviously not gun safety. So.
Wow. Bazinga.
Bazinga.
hey, he could have been there just because, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
was
yeah,
the
no, he
shadow.
was actually in the lobby and didn't have really like a lot of people around him. Like
So
I was expecting.
You didn't approach him.
Oh God, no! It's like I'm not one of those people. If they're in the elevator with me,
around him, or was he by himself?
I was with a few people.
Okay.
So I'm going. Yeah.
Every year when I would go to San Diego, I'd run into celebrities. And keeping it Star Trek related, I was crossing the sales room to the other side of the convention center. And who do I run into? And it's just both of us walking. Bruce Greenwood, the Captain Pike of the JJ movies. And it was great. And literally, I'm like, Bruce, listen, man, I'm a fan. I go, you did a hell of a job as Kennedy in 13 days. You did a hell of a job as Captain Pike. I go, but I got to tell you, I really, really miss Nowhere Man from UPN, his prisoner-esque one-season show. And he shook my hand. He goes, I miss it too. That was a good idea. I'm like, and you killed it, man. I go, way to go. So, I mean, luckily, all these years of meeting athlete celebrities, I kind of know, like, all right, give them a good 10 or 20 seconds and then get the hell out. Don't overstay. Can I be your best friend? You know?
I have a question for you, Johnny. Did you know the writers or something, Dan Mazur and Steven Weiner?
Do you know the name Dan Mazur, but go ahead. What about them?
Oh, no, because of all things, because my son writes to me yesterday and goes, hey, Dad, do you know who Will Eisner is? I go, yeah, he's dead, but what about him? He goes, well, because my son lives in Washington, D.C., he goes, there's a comic shop next to my apartment, and these two guys are here, and they just wrote a biography, graphic novel thing about Will Eisner, and they're signing it. And I'm thinking to myself, why isn't that at San Diego? Because don't they do the Eisners anymore there? Or is that?
Of course,
yes.
So I'm thinking, what do you that's your market. That's where you go. But again, maybe they don't care about comics like they used to. So
yeah,
I don't
who knows who published it? I wish I could tell you, but yeah, you would think that would make sense.
Right? I was like, why are you there? So
that's what I love about San Diego is as big as it gets, and as more and more there were comedy panels going on, plus a lot of comedians were performing in the surrounding Gaslamp area of San Diego. And I love all that. But if you look hard, kind of like what Wayne was saying about Miss Fury, there's always great grassroots, just like when they first started doing this show at the El Capitan, decades ago. You can still find that kind of really uber nerd panel going on. I remember when it was Burroughs' 100th anniversary, either of his birth or John Carter, and they had they had a big John Carter or Burroughs retrospective.
Wow.
And so, I mean, how many real fans are there of Tarzan among the young people and stuff? So and also all the great academic panels that they do, all these people that are going for their PhD and write papers. My favorite one of that I had attended in years past was apparently right after World War II, there was it was in Japanese newspapers. There was a comic strip about a young Japanese woman who was benefiting from all of the beneficial programs that the Americans put to renormalize relations between Japan and the U.S. after the war. And this person had a whole explanation of the artist and writer and where they came from and how they did the comic. I never heard of this. Of course not, because it was only in these Japanese newspapers. But it's those kind of nuggets of comic history that you only hear in these academic things. And they had an entire room for the 4 days dedicated to those kind of panels.
Well, what's ironic is San Diego Comic-Con, I don't know if people know this, unlike my show, they're still considered a nonprofit organization because they give so much back to the arts. And I don't want to say bullshit, but I believe that's bullshit because the amount of money those mother effers, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying it from a guy who does a convention and I got a lot of bills to pay and I would love to be a 501c because I also give to the art community and give back to people and stuff, but I don't do that scam. Hey man, the NFL until 2015 was a non-profit, believe it or not. And then they actually voluntarily decided to pay taxes. I'm like, oh, thank you, Mr. Billionaire, for a cup of money. Jesus Lord, what a scam. But when you say that, one would think they would devote more to independent comics and people books that you don't hear of or support the arts and such like they should. but it's kind of smaller because, hey, look down the hall, you can get James Gunn and John Cena, which I saw on the thing. They had a whole music concert, and it's fun. Let me tell you, as a fan, I would love to go watch all that stuff. It's cool,
Sure.
you know, but
I hear you, man.
It kind of it lost its way along the way, you know, in the last 20 years. But hey, man.
No, I get it. I get it. And
that's why there's only 3 real Comic Cons left in the world, or maybe, I don't know, Heroes for 40 years. Baltimore, I think they've been around 20 something years, and yours truly, that's been around for 10 years. The rest of the people sold their souls. They don't care. They want to have the cast reunion of Joe Blow's show that you remember from 1920. And I got to do it too. I got to whore myself out and bring in the celebs, because that's what brings the people who are non-comic fans.
Sure.
Because if I just had a sole comic show, I would have been out of business years ago. That's the truth of it all. So I get it,
Mitch. And again, I think I'm saying this. I think you have a great balance of celebrities and comic book people. And I agree with you that sadly, a lot of the other shows are really more celebrity dominant than comic book dominant. But what are you going to do? Let's talk about.
Real quick. You talk to all your friends. You talk to Bendis. You talk to King, and all those people there. They just go along with it because they know that's just the way it is, and that's the show. Because I saw them all out there. I saw a panel with Jim Lee and Tom King, and James Gunn came in and said, "These are the real heroes. These are the guys. They make the stories." I mean, and everybody knows that comes to my show. I always go, "That's the stars of Terrificon, is the artists and the writers. The actors are a subcategory, honestly."
Yeah.
But what do they say when they go out there? I mean, King, I bet that panel wasn't as full as the Peacemaker panel was.
I'm gonna ask Tom. I mean, again, everybody being in San Diego, I always give them a break, and also a few days afterwards to kind of decompress after the event because it's so intense.
Oh, totally.
Brian barely goes to conventions anymore, so he's kind of done. But also,
I've been trying to get it. I've been trying to get him to come out here. He saw it a couple times. He says, "I know, Johnny tells me all the time to go to your show." So
I know Humberto Ramos is really looking forward to going to your convention. Talking to him this week.
He's really cool.
Mitch, and I carry the water for you, and I tell all the people that have never been, you got to go. And my favorite was Dotson last year, Terry Dotson.
Yeah, Terry. Yeah, Terry was great.
Oh yeah, and I saw him Sunday night, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is you were right. It lived up to the hype." Couple comments from Kit Kat Sneak Attack. He says the Edgar Rice Burroughs Company announced a new Tarzan anime along with a John Carter cartoon and a Victory Harbin cartoon. I don't know that property.
Who's Victory Harbin? I don't know that.
I don't know that one. He says, "I was livid when Jim and Lee gave away the History of Superman tome for a pocket of ketchup." All right, a packet of ketchup. All right, then. I don't know what to tell you. I'm glad that DC and Marvel they weren't in Hall H.
No.
Marvel, from the comic standpoint, was certainly well represented at San Diego. And DC, obviously, like you said, Mitch, they had a Peacemaker panel, and Gunn was there, and the guy, and don't forget, certainly Tom is part of the James Gunn writing staff of the TV
Supergirl
stuff. Well, not only Supergirl, but other projects as well, like Lanterns, but other things that I am not at liberty to disclose. So
well, you can definitely talk to him about it when he comes to Terrificon in 2 weeks. Tommy's here.
Yes, indeed. I look forward to seeing him.
I saw a lot of good comic stuff. We're gonna go. This is for another show because we're doing. I saw Marvel. I saw Alien because they're finally doing it because Marvel is owned by Disney and Disney owns Fox. Captain America meets Alien. There was another crossover series.
Predator.
I said, "Oh, look at that.
Predator.
Predator." By the way, I saw the trailer for the new Predator movie. I saw Fantastic Four again yesterday, and that looks pretty good. And I usually don't really give a crap about Predator movies, but there's like a prequel. I guess it's like the first Predator thing. You know what I mean?
That is what it is. Yeah. No,
is that what it is?
Yeah, they're getting into the mythos of the origins of the species and everything, which I think is great. I'm excited for Tron Ares. I know it's not till October, but I like those trailers. I think it looks cool.
I just read.
Oh, go ahead.
I just read it. It was early released by Abrams, the comic side.
Yeah,
it was it was Chip Kidd and Michael Cho's Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers book. Yes.
It is awesome. It is. If you like Jack Kirby.
Yep.
It is such a love letter to Jack Kirby.
Yep.
It is, and it's a fun read.
It is.
And
no, go ahead. He had that when we saw him. Where were you with me, Wayne? Was he down in No, he was in Baltimore last year. He showed me all the pages from it, and basically it takes place in the early Avengers, like issues 1 through 15, around that period where you have all the classic, you have the Hulk and everybody's in it, and it's done in that Kirby-esque style. And he tried to get every single, early Avengers character. And the only thing I pissed him off because I said, "Oh, where's Rick Jones in the Teen Brigade?" And he just stopped and looked at me and goes, "Get the hell away from me." I go, "No, seriously." And every time he goes to promote it, I go, "Will we be seeing the Teen Brigade in it?" And he like deletes me every time. He's like, "Get out of here, kid."
Hilarious.
It's a great book. It's supposed to be. Yeah.
Pete Beiser has a comment. He says, "Baltimore's always a great time. Doug Terrificon last year. Never been to Heroes." Yeah, I've never been to Heroes either. I've been to Baltimore.
I haven't been to it either. I hear it's great, but
my God, yeah, they all no, and Shelton Jerome, the guy behind it and stuff.
Yeah,
and I love that the community loves Shelton and is so loyal to him. I remember back in the day when Wizard Comic Con still existed, and they had a competing show that same weekend within 100 miles or so of the show. So I mean, close enough from a car standpoint. But that said, I know, Mitch. But that said, all the really it became this cause celeb where everyone's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to Wizard, I'm going to I keep saying Terrificon. I'm going to Heroes." And it really was this fantastic groundswell of all the creators. And finally Wizard canceled the other show because they're like, "All right, we can't compete with this." Yeah,
I go like this: support the little guy. And what I mean is not because I'm a big fat guy, but I'm just saying I'm working out of my bank account. I don't have a multi-billion-dollar company.
I hear you, man. We hear you.
They heard me. They canceled me.
Trump just turned you off. I don't like what he's saying.
Oh my God! Look what you're doing to me. This is it.
Hilarious. All right, it'll settle down. There you go.
So, John, did you want to go through the trailers and stuff?
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Very good, Wayne. Because first of all, I want to start with the simple one, and that is Star Trek Con. They've released a trailer for this audio drama that I guess technically is a podcast. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I like the cast. Wayne, I don't know if you saw it or heard about it.
No, I haven't. But go ahead.
Well, good news, and I'm glad, Mitch. I'm glad you saw it. In addition to, and I forget the actor's name, but I'll show him again. Who's playing Khan? You remember him from Lost, Nassim, and I forget his last name. I'll rely on the chat to give me his proper name. Also, the woman that is in For All Mankind, that was the scientist that defected to Russia, and she's still on the show. She is playing Marla McGivers, which is cool. But what's very, very interesting and really has me excited for this thing even more, it's written, of course, by, help me, guys, Wrath of Khan and Star Trek 6.
Nicholas Myers.
Nicholas Meyer, yeah. And it was going to be a live-action miniseries, but got unfortunately reduced down now to an audio podcast. But it's a great cast among them, though, and I assume this might be kind of the wraparound modern times or whatever, and looking at what happened on SETI Alpha 5. But you've got George Takei at 90 whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he's Admiral Sulu or Captain Sulu.
No, he's Captain Sulu.
Is he Captain Sulu?
Yeah, it's on the Excelsior because he got Tuvok with him. It's that weird period after.
Thank you, Rich, for taking over and saying that, yes, Tim Russ is also in this thing as Tuvok. That's right, which is exciting. And I think that's great.
Though he does have that breathy Adam West sound in his voice. But what are you going to do when you're 90 years old? Because you don't hear the, oh my. It's
right,
just,
really.
It is what it is.
I wonder what happened to Khan on SETI Alpha 5.
But if you watch the trailer, though, Johnny, they just scream Khan out a million times. Like,
I know, and that's stupid. But again, Mitch, you got to remember, these people in charge are idiots.
Yeah.
And they only know memes. So they only know Kirk screaming Khan. So that's what they're going to give the people, is the obvious and the stupid. And I'm sorry that it happens, but that's what it happens when you have idiots in charge. What I do like, though, like I said, I like the cast. And also that it's both going to take place after the events of Space Seed, but that Sulu and Tuvok are exploring it while they're on the Excelsior. So it takes place after the events of Wrath of Khan.
Yes.
So that's fine. And I don't mind. Okay, great. Let's look back. Let's see what went wrong. That's my assumption from what I heard of the trailer. I don't know if you feel differently, Mitch.
No, when I heard it at first, I said, okay, it's a prequel to a guy who's dead. And then you hear Sulu go, "What do you care for? Khan and all those people are dead." I almost sound like him there. But he says, I want to know what happened. And then I guess they find his journals or his logs, because you hear his voice on it is like, "I got one man to find. It's James T. Kirk." I'm like, okay, we get it.
From
so
hell's heart, I stab at thee.
Yo, but when you got Marla McGivers, is that what McGivers?
Yeah, Marla McGivers. Yeah.
So how long was it before she died? Before the bug got her?
I think it was a couple years because.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. I mean, again, go back to everybody watch Wrath of Khan and see what SETI Alpha 5 looked like, and that barren, desert world where they dropped when they dropped them off, it was okay, but apparently one of their stars went nova, and that shifted the orbit.
Yes.
So
you lie. SETI Alpha was a paradise, a garden. 6 months after we were here, I think was it 6 months after we were left here? Abandoned. Yeah, it shifted the orbit. Yeah,
right. But I don't know if she died right. I don't know if she died right away or if one of those gross mealworms got in her ear. I have no.
I thought the worm got to her.
Yeah,
maybe. That's I believe the subject of a Penthouse Forum letter that the worm got.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say. And I could hear it in my head. They said that Admiral Kirk never bothered to check on our progress.
He's not wrong.
Kirk. Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Hey, man, he had some green alien he had to go bang. He's got stuff to do, man. It's like, hey, I can go check on that guy that almost killed me. Screw that. I got a date on Risa, man.
I don't think they announced a start date for Star Trek Con.
In September, Johnny.
Oh, is it this September?
Yeah, but the weird thing is, John, I saw it said podcast. I'm like, wait, is this going to be a serialized podcast week after week? That's what this is. Yeah. So it's free. You don't have to pay for it.
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna charge or if it's free. I don't know.
I mean, like, how you making money on this thing?
Well, and also I think back, and in fact, I want to talk to Phil Lamaro, soon to be at Terrificon.
I turned it off.
Yeah, you don't have the background anymore, unfortunately. But you got Mr. Terrificon behind you, Captain Terrificon.
I do.
But yeah, Phil made a great Sherlock Holmes audio drama called Moriarty that was on Audible. Oh. And I don't remember if it was free or you had to buy it, but I got it, and I thought it was fantastic. And I'm not sure. And also, don't forget, they made that one audio drama of Star Trek with Seven of Nine and Raffi from Picard.
Oh.
And they were on an adventure, and it was just the two of them from the Picard cast, but that was between seasons 2 and 3, and that was free, as I remember. And folks, by all means in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying Marvel, but Marvel's got big money. They did this whole Wasteland thing for a while, and it had people like Susan Sarandon on it, and it was a T-1000 guy, Robert Patrick.
Yeah, Robert.
He was on as Wolverine, and they had like the guy that was, what was the redheaded guy's name on 30-something? He was also in.
Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah, I know Timothy.
Yeah. He was the voice of Star-Lord. They actually had big talent doing the voices on this, like Wolverine, and it was the whole. Was it Steve McNiven in the?
Yeah, Steve McNiven.
Mark Millar. Yeah, they did this whole thing about the future of the
Old Man Logan.
Yeah, Old Man Logan. Yeah, right. And I was like, well, this is big money, I assume. I don't know if they get paid scale or what, but it went on for a good year or so,
And Ben, the great, who also was at Terrificon last year, Ben Percy, who's writing those Predator versus Marvel, he wrote a lot of those audio dramas.
He did a Wolverine.
Forgive me, I got to correct one of the people in the chat. Stanley goes, surprising there are still audio dramas. Not surprising, sir, and frankly, very successful audio dramas. If anything, there's a renaissance of audio drama.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that because they're very sophisticated. They sound amazing if you got your earbuds in and you want a fun, immersive audio experience. They're great. Go ahead.
I listen to them all the time. Tim Busfield, by the way, somebody announced that was the guy who played Star Wars.
There was an amazing Batman audio drama with, oh my God.
Oh, the radio
he was in Westworld. Yeah, he was in I forget the actor in Westworld.
The guy that was the voice of the Watcher who was also
Yes,
Commissioner
exactly.
Gordon. Yeah, he did
Jeffrey,
it.
And that was an amazing audio drama.
It was called Batman the Audio Drama, I think it was called, or something like that.
And
The Dark Knight.
And at San Diego, they were promoting Batman High Volume, and it's another podcast, an audio adventure.
Big Finish is the Doctor Who people, but that's you got to buy those.
They do other properties
Yeah.
as well. And right now on Max or HBO Max, whatever, there are several audio podcasts of DC.
There are.
There's a Batman one and there's a Flash one as well.
There's a Flash one too. It's very weird that it's on there, but it's there. You just turn it on. I listen to it now and then if I'm doing stuff. I go,
No, it's cool. Mario says the con drama will be on most platforms, like Spotify, YouTube.
Oh, and YouTube. Interesting.
Yeah, good. No, that's good. And again, I'm looking forward to it because they
should do more of those things, man. I mean, I download a lot of those books. I got audible.com, and whenever I get a credit, I get, either a Marvel or a Star Trek thing. I give it up on Star Wars, but some of them are good. Some of them aren't, but it is what it is.
I remember listening to on cassette the old
Nightfall.
You'll have George Takei or James Doohan reading the Star Trek novel, and it was I put it in my Walkman and would go out, and it was I loved it. Those audio dramas. But it wasn't an audio drama. It was just a reading of the books.
Oh, yeah, it was a reading of the book, but Takei and Doohan would act them out.
Yes.
And a lot of them also had, in addition to those guys doing the narration, they would have parts where Nimoy would come on as Spock, and he would be very much first person.
Yeah.
Because there's a great one, The Entropy Effect, one of the very early Star Trek novels. And Takei does the narration, but then when they cut to really intense Spock scenes, it's Spock. And they're great. So I think those are excellent. And also, Batman Nightfall and Superman.
Yeah, Superman. Yes,
Kingdom Come was dramatized. So it's great. ChemDog remembers the Power Records, which were fun.
What? You can get all those Power Records, ChemDog. There's a guy who did a podcast I think it was called the Power Records Podcast, and he would do every single one of them. So you would listen to the entire Metamorpho, really obscure ones, but he would do the Star Trek ones. He would do the $6 Million Man Meets Santa Claus ones, and it was crazy how many did. Kojak, he did the Kojak one because it's like really, and he put that on there too. So you can find those. The Power Record Podcast. I think they're done with it because there's only so many of them. But Tomb of Dracula.
Beyond the podcast, they're on YouTube. The records themselves are on YouTube, and they even show the original art and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you can enjoy them that way. So it's cool. It's cool. All right, another big. Well, first of all, because this will be quick, they gave us a teaser of season 4 of Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I'll slightly keep it clean.
Oh no.
But F you. I'm sorry.
I told you. I said it a couple weeks ago. I said, I think they're doing like a Muppet episode. You were like, huh? I go, I think I remember seeing that. And then
I said, I don't know. I hadn't heard, but it wouldn't surprise me. And sadly, we now it's true. No, it's true. For the audio audience, I am showing, you can see it on YouTube. There's a 45-second clip, and it's Captain Mike as a puppet. Now, listen. Angel, and they got the right guy to write the Angel episode, Ben Edlund, and the creator of The Tick. And that was fun. That was the 5th season. And that was your 20-plus episode 5th season. So over 100 episodes before we got to Angel. And also, it was only Angel. And it was funny. They earned it. I've been watching a lot of YouTubes of the critiques of the news that has come out. And, they were around long enough. I'm sorry, this show, and I realize that we're in a different world where it's only 10 episodes a season and all that stuff. But they are so much more interested in gimmicks than giving us real Star Trek. And I've even heard beyond. So we've had, and obviously this is season 4. It won't be in this current crop of season 3 episodes, but we've had the marriage in Trelane. We had, we've got Vulcan episode coming up. Inject me with something, and suddenly I'm a Vulcan. Garbage. We've got the holodeck mystery that's going to be like an old-fashioned noir kind of mystery and everything.
Or Scooby-Doo.
Out of the 10. And I am hearing, without any confirmation of what it's about, that we might have one more gimmick episode before the 10 are up this season. And
I think they should have a special cooking episode.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Like Iron Chef, where they get the guy in the Hell's Kitchen and they could call it Storbravo. What is it called? What's the Klingon thing? The Klingon after Stordivor.
Stovokor. Yeah.
Stovokor Kitchen. It's like Hell's Kitchen. And you can get like a Klingon chef, and he can have the hat, and they got to make dots. Yeah, and it's like, oh, look at those bloodworms. I wouldn't feed this bloodworm to my what were those dogs they had?
Just a smidgen of blood wine to give it flavor.
Exactly.
No, yes. And man, honestly, I'm surprised that they haven't already put out a Chris Pike and Ben Sisko cooking book.
Dude,
because, come on,
it writes itself. Or Neelix. Neelix had some weird shit he was cooking up. But the thing of it is, Mr. Vulcan person, I made you your favorite turnovers tonight. But listen, how could you possibly tell me that after 24 episodes, maybe, that they've run out and they're going to do this puppet episode? No, they didn't run out of ideas.
Of course not.
It's easy and it's gimmicky and it'll get headlines and people will talk about it. And the real fans will sit back and go, huh.
Well, again, that's why now that the Skydance deal with buying Paramount is done, in principle, like I said, don't let the door hit you on the ass. You guys have to go because you don't know how to write Star Trek. It's obvious. And you think the solution is all these gimmicks that have nothing to do with Star Trek.
Do you think somebody's going to watch that episode and that'll be their favorite episode?
Oh, 100%. Oh,
really?
And that's why I understand why Wayne couldn't be in Hall H, but I would love to hear from somebody that was there. And I'm sure they cheered. And that's fine.
No, they probably laughed, and they probably laughed at them and not with them. But they probably said, huh, you're kidding me, right? I
don't know, man. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right, here's a good reference, and I'll see if Wayne knows what this Kit Kat is talking about. But he said, can't wait for their version of the Great Vegetable Rebellion. What show is he referencing? Wayne, I'm glad you're still there. I wasn't sure if you were there.
Sorry. I'm just doing something. I'm trying to.
Don't worry about it, man. That's all right.
I'm having issues with my iPad trying to share stuff. But I sent you the wrap around the Hilton Hotel, which explains why this season is gimmicky, I guess.
I will copy it and have it in the broadcast shortly.
Okay.
The vegetable rebel. Jeez.
Come on.
Were they all there? I saw on Instagram. I saw Jess Bush and I saw Ethan and Rebecca Romaine. I didn't see Pike though. Was Anson there?
Oh no, he's not there because of the birth of his daughter.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
that's right. He made that video. Yeah. Yes. July 10th.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you remember, guys?
Rebellion. No, I all of a sudden I was thinking of this cartoon, which dealing with vegetables, and that's why I was laughing.
Veggie Tales?
Because they're pirates. Yes, Veggie Tales.
That's an old Christian religious cartoon about
No. This was a later one. This was a later one with pirates.
No, but the whole thing was run like some fundamental group. It was
whatever. But I
went to for my kid, and I was like, I don't know about this carrot getting crucified, kids. But listen to me. Did they have any IDW
Can I have the answer before? I'm sorry, Mitch. Can I give you guys the answer? So unless
yes, please.
Go ahead.
The Great Vegetable. There you go. Kit Kat with a great clue. Oh, the pain.
Yeah, Lost in Space.
Lost in Space. Absolutely, man. That was the great, and that's a great episode. Everyone, honestly, watch it on Hulu. Watch it where you can find it.
Carrot guy. Yeah.
Well, but the best is Mark Goddard, who was Major West.
Major West.
Major West.
There are times when the character actor that's playing the giant carrot is going through his shtick. And Mark Goddard can't even look at the camera, and he turns his head away because it's so ridiculous what's happening, and he can't help but laugh.
Yeah,
and I just love that they left it in the episode. And he's just like, "You got to be kidding me with this ridiculous stuff."
Yeah, what happened to this show?
I love that.
No, but
I want to show Wayne's wraparound real fast before we get to it. So there it is. Strange brought you here. Curiosity keeps you. Sure, it does. It does.
Huh. Interesting.
Go ahead, Wayne.
No, I was going to say, is there any IDW comic book news since it was a Comic Con?
Wait, there's still more. There's still more. Hold on, there's still more TV stuff to get to.
Okay, so go do TV stuff.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, please. By all means, go ahead. What do you got, Wayne? What did you?
No. Go ahead with the TV. I have to find it.
All right. All right, because they showed the first trailer for Starfleet Academy.
Oh yeah,
we got to talk about that because again, it was a nice, chewy, long trailer that gave us a lot of information, and we got Holly Hunter as the leader of the Academy and a new captain. I don't know if you knew this. I didn't see it in the trailer, but she is the same alien race as Carol Kane's character in Strange New Worlds.
How'd you get that? Where'd that come from?
Because I did my research, Mitch. That's how I got
Oh, I was going to say, is that really poignant? Because I was like, I didn't see that.
Well, I think it's interesting that we're getting a second alien of that race, and they're long-lived. And even though, and also I'm very happy that Robert Picardo is coming back.
Yeah, I saw that. Hologram
Picardo? Yeah, it's 800 years since the events of Voyager. But in an interview that I saw him and Holly Hunter on, she said, yeah, my character is 400 years old at the start of Academy. And they mentioned that she is the same alien race as Carol Kane's people. So I'll go through the positives first. I am very happy that there is a new Klingon in the Academy. Apparently, he is someone that is planning on getting involved with Starfleet medicine, despite Mitch's claim that only the bottom rung get into Starfleet medicine.
Hopefully he's not related to Worf. Wouldn't that be something like, oh, it's Worf's great grandson?
Yeah, but honestly, I say it's 50-50, Mitch, and unfortunately, because these idiots have no concept.
I know, but I see the ridge and I go, please tell me they're not going to say, oh, what's your my grandfather was Worf. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Well, there's other moments. Did I post it? If not, oh yeah, I did. Okay, so first of all, good news. There are a bunch of new aliens. I am so glad to hear that. Again, as Mario's comment said, this takes place pretty much right after Discovery. We're still in that idiotic Discovery timeline that all normal Trek fans hate and are saying, and we want legacy. Stay in the Picard era. Stay in the Picard. No, we're giving the Academy the show everybody wants. Nobody wanted this show. Nobody wanted.
Wait. It said it was 150 years after. So was this 150 years after Discovery was there?
It's 150 years since Starfleet Academy existed because of the burn. Who could forget the burn?
So she's not going to be on it, which I'm trying to subtly say. There's no going to be no Michael Burnham.
Who? Oh,
Burnham. No. Oh, Tilly's on it. Yeah.
Well, maybe and maybe not. She's not in the trailer.
She's not in the trailer.
And I didn't see any like fast moments with her. And also, I was trying to look up if she's still on the show or not. My assumption is she's probably one of the instructors and might be a guest star in an episode or two. And maybe Burnham might be a guest star in an episode or two.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't put it past them. You know, hold on real fast. Chemdog says he thinks the new Klingon will be a descendant of General Chang instead.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Mario
different.
says, I can't believe there is no Star Trek Legacy series. I can, because they don't want Terry Matalas involved because he did such a great job. It's like, yeah, way to go. We're going to do our own thing. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, and he left to go to Marvel. He's on the Vision show. So
correct. Absolutely. So wait, more other characters. Paul Giamatti is the bad guy, and I kind of hated that in the trailer he is whistling, and there you see him with his lips pursed. The Star Trek theme, and again, too cute for its own good. It's like, okay, so now you're saying that this music somehow actually exists in story, and it's like, you guys are such jerks about this stuff. And also, there's a wall of like in memoriam mentions of a bunch of recognizable names. Yeah. And it's like, well, thanks for like, and I assume there are people that died in action. And I'm not really exactly sure because even remember Ensign Cito, Wesley's teammate for that Red Squadron,
the Delta Squad or whatever. Yeah.
And then she died on the mission that Picard sent her on and everything. I'm not really sure why she is, being memorialized in Starfleet Academy 1,000 years later, but she is. And there's a lot of other recognizable names, and that's okay, I guess. But again, it's, hey, member berries. Hey, look at this.
Oh,
hey,
I know, because you could go, the Battle at Wolf 529 or whatever the hell it was. Jesus Christ, there were thousands of people there, I mean, what are you gonna, and I saw it's on Admiral James T. Kirk Parkway or whatever the hell it was called.
Or whatever,
Highway or the rest stop or whatever.
And what happened to Benjamin Sisko?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to show is the shot of this one cadet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and if you guys can't read what the screen says, it says the fate of Benjamin Sisko, emissary of the prophets. Did he die in the fire caves of Bajor, or did he live within the celestial temple?
Come on.
Well, who cares? I mean, again, it's all it is member berries, unless they are going to do something that's going to investigate what happened to him. But also, it's 1,000 years later, and you don't know. And also, it's kind of a downer where it's like, even though he says, and I love that Avery Brooks is like, you can't let Cisco die. It looks bad that this black man is leaving an unwed mother and a child behind. You got to make it more ambiguous. And he says to Cassidy, I'm going to come back. Maybe tomorrow, maybe years from now, but I will be back. And I loved that in that Deep Space Nine documentary, where the writers staff got together and did that proposed first episode of an 8th season, that Cisco comes back. And in the comics, in the IDW comics, he comes back.
Came back.
So again, these jerks cannot let go, and all they do is member berries. And there's even more crap that I want to get to, but there's comments right now. And Chemdog says Tom Paris was that wasn't Tom Paris in the episode, and Tom Paris I guess Nick Locarno is what he's talking about. And like he said, they did a comic of what happened. It's still going on. It's the Star Trek comic that IDW is making that Lansing and Kelly are writing. Hold on, zooming in.
What is that?
So this is something you guys will be getting via Franco.
Ooh,
I picked it up. This is from the IDW booth. It's dealing with 3 new Star Trek books coming out. Star Trek The Last Starship, Star Trek Voyager Homecoming, and Strange New Worlds, The Seeds of Salvation.
Yep.
Now, I'm not too sure. Just to show you, this is the pages from The Last Starship, whether or not it's going to be like a black and white book. And it's just a few little things.
Teaser.
Very, very small teaser. And even the Voyager one is a very small teaser.
It's an ash can.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
it's like,
am I right? The Last Starship, isn't that about Kirk?
Oh, really?
I thought so. I've seen.
Sorry, John. You phased out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
No, yeah, but you said I didn't hear exactly what you said.
Yeah, I believe the Last Starship. What's the first one? Last Starship?
Yeah, The Last Starship.
Yeah, I believe that's a Kirk story of some sort.
All
right, while you're reading, figuring it out, no problem.
Okay, no, this is Captain Delacourt Sato of the starship Sega.
Yeah, but they might be investigating something with Kirk, because I've seen solicitation for a cover with a Shatner-looking image, and in fact, they've even put it in the solicits. And again, it's Lansing and Kelly, who I'm due to have a new talk with, who are I'm glad. I mean, there is still a little bit more about Starfleet Academy I want to talk about. I'm happy to talk about the IDW comics for a second, because my buddy Chris Cantwell doing a great job on a book called Star Trek Red Shirts. That is set in the original series continuity, and it is about a brand new ship and a brand new crew. And because they're red shirts, he's like, there's going to be a lot of deaths. Don't worry about it. And because, again, you can do that. You can do that with original characters. And again, that's what drives me nuts about Strange New Worlds and proposing with Starfleet Academy, because it's like, no, like there need to be stakes, and we should be more worried about these things. And, oh my God, M'Benga and Pike, are they going to survive this zombie thing? Yes. Why? Well, because we know they're in the menagerie, and we know that M'Benga is in several episodes of the original season. Plot armor, nothing's going to happen to these people. So it kind of takes away. I don't know how to break it to these jerks. Again, I know. I said jerks. I kept it clean. But wait, I want to go back to Starfleet Academy.
Yep.
Because there's one character in particular that, again, I don't mean to be canon, cop and complain. But one of the images we got was this person. And for the audio audience, that's a female Jem'Hadar.
Mm-hmm.
The Jem'Hadar were not born. They were created as warriors. They don't procreate. They are created in birthing chambers. And by the Vorta, for the sole purpose of being not mindless, but they were genetically engineered to be warriors, have no emotions, and all they do is fight, and all they want to do is fight. They also, because I looked it up, have a short life expectancy.
Yes.
So because they're basically cannon fodder in a war where, like, expendable infantrymen, they don't, Dominion didn't care about them. So 2 questions. One, because I'm assuming, and I'll keep it clean, But I believe the Jem'Hadar were as smooth as Ken dolls down there. So I'm not exactly sure how we got female Jem'Hadar. And further, what is their purpose? And again, I get the whole DEI of Star Trek, the IDIC of Star Trek. That is terrific. And there are plenty of new alien women and women in general in Starfleet Academy. Fantastic. But I'm sorry, again, because these jerks refuse to pay attention to continuity. Oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a female Jem'Hadar? No, it would be anti-canon, and there's no reason for it. Please, Wayne.
Do it, Wayne.
All right. Being the Star Trek apologist of the group, I'm wondering if it could be like something else where, you know, like the John Byrne, I have to pick the John Byrne Superman dealt more with cloning versus that, and like the Man of Steel dealt with the cloning aspect. I'm wondering, because we're dealing with 300-400 years into the future, whether or not
almost 1,000,
whether or not the whole physiology in that has changed because of whatever reason, and we're not sure why. Whether or not they decided to diverge the species into male and female. We don't know. We just seen it, but there could be some type of explanation why from cloning to natural. Who knows?
I think.
Wait! I gotta do it like this. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe Doctor Who. Maybe instead of the Jem'Hadar, it became the Jem'Herdar.
Hey now.
Johnny. And remember Wei-Yun, who was played by actor who was at my show 2 years ago?
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs. And remember they kept killing Wei-Yun, and another one would pop up about 5 minutes later, like, I'm Wei-Yun number 6, Wei-Yun number 7.
We do hear about the backstory of the Vorta. And the Vorta were like squirrels, alien squirrels that the Dominion re-engineered and made them into the Vorta that we now know and stuff. And the life expectancy flies in the face of this. I've heard other fan speculation that maybe Odo did something to involve the Jem'Hadar in some way, but they don't have emotions, so they don't have the need to procreate. And again, they were built to die and only live for a short period. In fact, as you know from the Deep Space Nine episodes, they're born and reach maturity very quickly within like a week or so. By all means, Wayne, keep rebutting me. Keep going.
No. I'm not trying to rebut. I'm just sort of as an example in the Clone Wars, the ones that have sort of, I won't say rebelled, but left the service and then did start a family. So there is.
But those are human. Those are derived from humans, Wayne. They got the parts. I don't think
we don't know if they got the parts. We don't know if they got the parts or not.
They're descended from Jango Fett, and they had the inhibitor chip thing inside their head, and then that's what made them do Order 66.
So have we seen a naked Jem'Hadar?
I have. No, but again, well, hey, listen, while you're building these things, make sure you give them a penis
junk. Give him some junk.
Make sure you give them junk. Thank you.
Now,
use the clinical terms.
Do all species need a penis?
Well,
remember on the prison planet in Star Trek 6?
Wayne, you are flying in the face of what they've already established in canon. So again, I appreciate your fan explain. Well, maybe it's this. Well, screw maybe. I want, and again, what my point is I think it's at best 50-50 that we get an explanation of why they're a female Jem'Hadar and that we don't. And my money is on we don't, because they don't know the difference. They don't care. They never read. They never watched the show beyond the memes of, oh yeah, we got that alien. Let's really do something bold. Hey, let's do Jem'Herdar. I like that.
That's what I said. Now listen. Remember you had that new Bajoran Cardassian race that came on the show? Where they had maybe it's been 1,000 years. Maybe they hooked up. Maybe they swiped left or right. Maybe they
again, that makes sense. They have already established that both Bajorans and Cardassians have children the way humans have children. I'm sorry, that's adorable, but it's not an explanation from the producers. We might get it. I'm assuming we probably won't because they're too stupid to do it. Maybe they will, and I hope I'm proven wrong. Hey, I was proven wrong, and I don't want us to go into a long discussion about Fantastic Four. We'll save that for when all the boys come back. But because I know we've all seen it. But
nope.
Okay, no? There you go. We want you to see it. All right, no problem. But
I'm seeing it this week.
Pedro Pascal. I was like, I don't know if I like him as Reed Richards. He did great, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. There is a there is a responsibility for these Star Trek canon keepers to explain this stuff. Even in the poor way, they explained, well, we moved World War III, and that screwed up Khan's timeline purposefully, and that the Romulans were doing. And it's like, bull. It's maybe because you guys are hack writers, and it bums me out because of even Robbie Thompson is a writer that is on season 4 and 5, and he's doing that Strange New Worlds comic book for IDW. Great guy, great writer for Supernatural. He did the Supernatural prequel show, The Winchesters, about the Winchesters family. And this guy loves Star Trek. I know he does. And so when I say this, I'm certainly not throwing any personal jabs at him. No, these are the guys up top. This is Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonzo Myers and all these other guys that think they're so clever. They're so look, we brought back Trelane, or did we? Oh, not waking everything.
Yeah, they did. It said in the credits, man.
No, it is not in the credits. It's on
It was. Wayne looked it up.
It's on IMDb, but it was not in the show credits. And post finally it airing, now Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonzo Myers go, oh yeah, it was Trelane. And again, it's like, we had the discussion last week about why that doesn't make sense. Not so much that Spock wouldn't remember, but why wouldn't Trelane remember meeting Spock? Because again, that's the problem with doing these prequels,
Because he was too busy banging Jem Hadar's, baby.
Crap. Are there any other images from Starfleet Academy? No. I'm hoping for the best. I'm sadly expecting the worst. I really hope that nobody listens to Akiva Goldsman begging for fan support for these guys to continue.
But you know what the problem is? Did you see Tilly? No, we didn't see Tilly at all. That's we said that before. No, so here's the deal. I already know Paul Giamatti's the bad guy, and I already know he's only on one season. So it kind of takes away any of the suspension or, whatever the suspense, because I know he ain't coming back. So he's going to get killed. Yep. Whatever happens, it's going to wrap up. So it better be damn good.
I like him. I like Holly Hunter. I think she's a great addition, and I'm very excited to see what she does with the role. I am thrilled that Robert Picardo is back. Yeah. And I think that opens up a lot of interesting potential for storylines, just like it did on Prodigy when he was back on Prodigy. Yeah. But even more so now, does he run into the copy of the Doctor that was, I think, 700 years in the future on that Voyager episode, Living Witness?
Could be.
Where they find his chip and he's suddenly there. I'd have to rewatch the episode. But yeah, I mean, I think there's real interesting story potential, but I'm also afraid that he's going to be more of a background character, and they're going to focus on the kids and the struggles of being in a new school and all the relationships and all the bull that comes with teenage drama. How the showrunner was the Nancy Drew showrunner. Yeah. That's claim to fame. And so again, what I don't see a lot of is not a lot of sci-fi, not a lot of science fiction.
It's going to be Star Trek 90210, buddy. Why don't you just get it in your head? It's going to be because they're going after a younger audience, and that's what's going on. And why does Holly Hunter have a Southern accent? Is she from Southern space?
Yeah, she's always been Southern. What are you talking about?
No, I know, but she's supposed to be in space.
No, but Leonard McCoy had a Southern accent.
Yeah, but he was from like Kentucky or something.
Well, yeah, you're right. Well, but also kind of like Carol Kane, although I don't know what the hell kind of accent she's given us, but maybe because she was living on Earth all that time, she
picked it up.
The way Madonna suddenly was talking like a British person. What are you looking at, Wayne?
No, Carrie sorry, Fisher. No, I have to look something up.
Don't worry.
Carrie Fisher would go in and out of accents in Star Wars.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it came in and out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Depends
on. I don't know, man. I hope it's entertaining enough, but by the same token, I want it to be a train wreck.
Well, you know what's weird? It ain't coming on until 2026. It's not coming on until next year, Johnny.
I'm aware. I know.
Yeah, but I'm saying Star Trek. What are we on? Episode 4 this week.
right
of Strange New World. It's only 10 episodes, right?
Right.
So that's going to wrap up at the end of August, or about that, about September.
Yeah, in August. Yeah.
And then you got nothing until September. So what
Well,
are we doing?
Yeah. Well, again, Mitch, they rolled back because
they got nothing.
Paramount was being sold. That's why we didn't get a third season of Prodigy. And God, I'm glad that they at least let Netflix buy it from them or rent it.
But the thing of it is now, Paramount Plus, my local cable company, they're giving it away free when you have Spectrum. They don't have to pay for it now, which is weird because I stopped paying for it, but I still get it now. And I'm like, how are they making money on any of this stuff now? Because it's like, we're just giving the thing away. Don't worry about it. It's like, all right.
Well, I can't speak to Spectrum. I have Xfinity.
Oh, you have to pay for it?
Well, yeah, because I'm paying directly to Paramount. So yeah, it's like $14 a month. And I also
but it's weird. Like they have like local stuff. Like you can get free HBO Max now with your cable. I'm like, why am I paying for HBO if I'm going to get it for free? I don't know what they're doing anymore with these streaming things. It's like, we can't make money on this stuff. We're just giving it away to people, but we'll jack your cable bill up. Maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
so.
I couldn't say, but no. So we're getting Strange New Worlds this year, and apparently we're getting Khan, the audio drama, this year. And next year, season 4 of Strange New Worlds and Starfleet Academy. They didn't release they said early 2026 for Starfleet Academy. So I assume we'll get that first season of Academy before the 4th season of Strange New Worlds. That's my assumption.
Yeah, I think they'll hold Strange New Worlds till summertime like they did this year.
Yeah, probably. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. And regardless, Skydance does not officially take over until next summer. So, we'll see. As I understand it, they are having meetings with Kurtzman and Secret Hideout now to hear their pleas, I suppose.
Is that a done deal? Is that a done? Skydance owns Paramount now. That's done.
The FCC seems to have approved it, but if I may, they listen. All I know is Skydance was very unhappy with the poor performance and execution of the Section 31 movie. And they, as we all know, they blew a golden opportunity having an Oscar-winning actress that was willing to come back, and they made a crap show. And I loved that the guy who played the cyborg was so vocal about what Kurtzman told him that, but the Star Trek fandom is dying, so we have to do all these new gimmicks to really get the young people. Bull. Make good Star Trek, and they will. Hell, guys, we're seeing it with the Marvel movies. Make 2 good Marvel movies, and now everyone's excited again about the MCU.
You know what?
Make a Superman movie, and now people are excited about DC superhero movies and TV.
I would like a report. Wayne, are you going to go to Vegas, Trek? Are you going to make it?
Yes.
Okay. You tell me, and I'm just dead serious, what's the breakdown of the audience or the people attending that? Because if they're smart, they're going to go to Terrificon, Connecticut, well, whatever, you know what it is. But anyway, no, I'm just saying if there's a lot of young people there, because I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts, you're not going to find anybody under the age of 30 there. I swear.
Give me 1 second. But before I do that, I can actually tell you the demographics because they do have it on their website. But first, have you guys watched a TV series called Pandora?
Yes.
Wait.
And I'm aware of the background. Go ahead.
What, from Avatar?
No. This is Starfleet Academy.
No.
It's Pandora was a CW show that Mark A. Altman, the guy who wrote co-wrote the 50-year mission books and does the Inglorious Treksperts podcast. That was his show, his most recent, I believe, TV show that was on the CW. Keep going, Wayne.
Yeah, and that's similar to what Star Trek Academy is going to be. So it's going to be focusing on the kids and their teen drama. So I was just sorry.
Yeah.
But give me a second and I'll give you the demographics on the
makeup of the attendance. Absolutely. That's
exactly.
That's why he's the best of the business. Absolutely. So
not really, sir.
No. You do a good job, buddy. And we appreciate that. That's why you're on the show, man. Who are you kidding? I got to admit, I've fallen a little behind on Nautilus on AMC. I didn't realize that Disney made Nautilus, but it makes sense given their with 20,000 Leagues. Yeah, but they didn't want to run it on Disney Plus, so AMC grabbed it. Isn't that crazy?
I thought it was a foreign show. I thought it was like a European.
It might be, but I guess as I understand it, it was still licensed through Disney. It's probably a foreign production, but
Yeah.
I guess it was licensed through Disney, and I didn't realize that. Because I would think that Jules Verne is public domain regardless. But
Oh God, yeah. At this point, it's over 100
Sure,
something
sure.
years old.
Yeah. Almost 200 years at this point.
Is it really?
Well, we're 20 years away from, I guess it was 1880s.
That worked.
So another 50 or so years. I don't know. You're still off camera, Wayno.
Yeah. No. I'm doing something. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. It's cool. No, it's cool. But yeah, and I have to, I otherwise I haven't been watching, a lot of other stuff, and given the amount of Trek news, I really wanted to keep it. At first, I was like flirting with the idea of, let's do a spoiler Fantastic Four review, but not necessary. We can do it in a later date. All right, what do you got, Wayne?
I sent it to you.
Oh, Wayne, you can tell us. You don't have to send it, but all right.
Yeah, because I'm going to call bullshit.
Okay, hold on. All good. Did you send it in the chat? Yes, you did.
I did.
All right, hold on. So do you want me to wait to get the image up? All right, you guys talk amongst
Hey,
yourselves.
Wayne, did you go to the George Lucas panel at all?
That was in Hall H. So again, anything Hall H is wristband oriented and did not bother trying to hit that panel.
No, I'm just curious. That's all.
Yeah, and I didn't see George.
You didn't see TK?
No, Lucas.
No, but he was at the George was at the IDW booth for a signing for his It Rhymes with Takei.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw pictures of that. Yeah.
I assume also he was there promoting Star Trek Con in some capacity, but maybe I'm
in some
wrong.
capacity.
I don't know. All right, hold on, guys. I'm bringing up the image, and Wayne can walk us through for the audio audience what it means. There it is. Go. So go ahead.
Okay. So basically, this is sort of a poster they did trying to describe the type of attendees. They're saying that the attendees are averaging between the ages of 25 to 40.
Oh, bullshit.
Wait. I'm not done yet. But they said it's between 60 male population, 40% female. That is kind of accurate. I will give them that. But the whole 25 to 40 is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'm sorry for swearing, but I'm one of the guys, and I'm in my 60s now, and a lot of people, when I'm at the show, look a lot more like me than the 25 years olds. So, and I'm not saying that there aren't any 25-year-olds. They are there, but there are more people like me that are not 40. Actually, I am 40 plus 21. But when I saw that, I saw that, and I go, John, that's why I didn't want to tell you it. I had to show you the image because it is so laughable that they're saying that that's their demographic.
Well, also, I will say, now this is specifically for the Vegas convention, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. I also believe that, especially in San Diego is no different, people our age, most of them, if they're gainfully employed, have more disposable income than the younger people do. So that is a factor in terms of who attends. I don't think Paramount will ever release actual demographic numbers of who's watching and what age groups are watching new Star Trek. But I would love to see that. I would also love to see it then really canvas, given the amount of old Trek that is still rerun 6 nights a week, 7 nights a week, actually, because even on Saturday, you get the original series on MeTV. But, Heroes and Icons, 6 nights a week, are doing everything from the original series to Enterprise, essentially in competition for eyeballs with the new stuff. And sorry, kids, old stuff's better. It's smarter. It's more interesting. It's deeper.
And I'm not trying to. The people I hang around with at the Trek convention are at least maybe 5 years older or 10 years younger than myself. So we're still dealing with 50s. We're dealing with 50s into the 60s. We're not dealing with the 25-year-olds.
Yeah, but they're dying.
No, and you know what? That demographic is the magic graphic or the magic demo.
Exactly.
Everybody's chasing that. It's like the holy grail. Everybody wants the young and but the truth of it is, like John said, And I can tell you this, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I don't even think there's any 20 to 40-year-olds maybe watch this. Maybe they are. I don't know. But there's more older guys watching this than younger. But I'm just telling you, I know it from running the show because I say that too. When I bring in like a Lindsay Wagner or something like that, I might get the eye rolls, but I get the guys in their 50s or 60s or Karen Allen, whatever. Oh my God, I grew up with that. I had a crush on her in the 70s and 80s. I can't wait to buy her autograph. I can't wait to do this. I can tell you, no 21-year-old is buying Karen Allen's autograph. I hope they do, but I doubt they're going to. But it's a different market. It's a different event and spending. When it comes to streaming, I don't know. I mean, you get some kids that might be interested in Trek or they might want to see what it's about, but I don't think they're going to go back and watch 50-something years of all the shows that we've already watched over the years because we do it in real time when they were coming on. But to sit there and tell you in that ad, where was that ad? Was that a print ad, by the way? Because they don't read print. I'll tell you that now.
Was it at San Diego?
What was that in a program? Was that in the San Diego program, that ad you saw?
Oh, no, that's on the Creation website.
It's on the Creation website. Oh, well, Creation owns that. So they're trying to appeal to the booth people, whatever.
Yeah, the advertisers at
the advertisers or whatever like that. And you know what? I saw it today on CBS this morning because I'm old. I watched that. And it showed the Sphere that's in Las Vegas. And they're going to have a screening of The Wizard of Oz. And it was phenomenal, the way they showed how they're going to do it and the AI they use to, bring actors in from the side that weren't in this shot and the sound and the music and the special effects. It's going to be crazy. And I said to my wife, if that was Star Wars, I would book a flight and go out there and watch that Star Wars in the Sphere with the whole works and stuff like that. But I'm sitting there going, wow, Wizard of Oz. I go, it's a Universal movie. Everybody loves the Wizard of Oz. Maybe because of Wicked, it might bring in some young people.
Yeah,
of course.
But I'm just like, I don't know how much Vegas costs for the Sphere. I don't know what the ticket is for this thing. But I'm like, who has got the disposable income to go to Las Vegas to watch a 2-hour 80-something-year-old movie like I said, it's beautiful. It's like a Disneyland ride. It's amazing. But at the end of the day, it's still the same damn 2-hour Wizard of Oz we've all seen a million times. Just looks nicer.
Yeah.
When you do these things, you know damn well you're going for a certain thing. So to lie, and basically that's what that ad is, a lie. They're not going after 20-year-old people. I can't imagine there's people at the New York Comic Con going to be dressed as Starfleet uniforms or a Klingon. I don't think that's happening. I don't see anybody coming to my show dressed as Star Trek guys under the age of 30,
A couple comments from the chat. Brian says last year's New York Comic Con Trek panel had a very diverse age range. And then Hayden Sain said, I've listened to you guys and my buddy Rob Burnett talk about Trek for more hours than I've actually watched. So,
watch Trek shows?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming he's saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, why? I mean, those are entertaining. Why would you listen to us? But I mean, seriously, there's 3, 7, 8, how many episodes are there? All the Treks by now, like
including the new stuff, not over 900 hours now.
900 hours, Jesus!
And the movies 700 of the old stuff, and then lump in the movies and the
animated and all that stuff.
Yeah, and these new shows. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and again, I understand that makes it more challenging to come up with new ideas. That's the job, jerks. I don't know how to break it to you.
Where would you start, though? Johnny, if you were 24 years old and you wanted to get into Star Trek, where would you start? With the original and work your way up to next gen? Where would you start? With the new stuff?
Well, I'm sure that if I was that age, and I have to suppose that I would probably start with fresh new stuff. But I would think that if I was really into it the way that we are, and knowing that there's a history, then here, Hayden has another comment regarding that. He says, I've seen the first season of TOS and a smattering of the other shows. Enjoyed it, though. So, okay, that's cool. And again, I get it, and I absolutely respect the 20-somethings that are like, no, the pacing of 60s shows, it's just too slow. I can't get into it.
No, I get that.
I also get the political people that are like, I don't appreciate the misogyny. I don't like the mini skirts. I don't like that women are all damsels in distress. I get that. That's
you
fine.
can't go back and change the 60s
Well, no,
era.
of
You
course
can't
not.
change
Well,
the mini skirts and the James Bond. Yeah, that
if-
happened 60 years ago. What are you
Yes,
going to do?
agreed, Mitch. And that's why I don't want to see these new guys as they've been nodding and winking. Well, wouldn't it be great if Strange New Worlds rolled into a new version of the TOS cast? No, it wouldn't, because you guys cannot be trusted with even doing a competent prequel show where all we wanted was, hey, wow, we're going to get a Pike #1 Spock show about everything that happened before the events of Kirk. And the show is called Strange New Worlds. Not a lot of Strange New Worlds in this goddamn show. And it really gets me angry that that's the title, and we rarely get any of that.
When the J.J. Abrams movies came out, my boys were still young enough. I can't remember. What was the year again?
2009 was the first
2009. Okay, so Owen would have been 9 years old and Spencer would have been 11. I took them to that, and they liked the first one because it was more action. It was very Star Wars, which was Abrams' intent to make it more action and not talky. They kind of liked that one. And I said, oh, but there's based on all these other movies like Wrath of Khan. Now, they watched Wrath of Khan because I made them watch, and they thought that was a good one. But they would not watch the motion picture. They wouldn't watch the rest of them. And then when the Into Darkness came out, we all went to go see that one. And that was kind of the last one they ever went to because they never saw another one, because I think they registered how much I hated Star Trek Into Darkness because it was a weird Khan remake. And I'm like, what is this? And then they never got into it. And they've gone into Marvel, they did into Star Wars, but when it comes to Trek, they never got into it as much as I tried with the Next Gen and the Deep Space Nine. There's something about it. They just never got into it.
The stories were stupid. I'm sorry, Star Trek.
What, the movies?
Stupid. Yeah, the movie was stupid. Beyond was a little better. Not much, but a little.
You lost people. You're not going to get people to try it again. You have a bad meal. You're not going to go back and go, well, maybe the next time it won't give me food poisoning.
Well, and again, in a cursory way, that is the challenge that Marvel movies have because of the slew of mediocre and frankly bad movies. Yeah. And Thunderbolts underperformed. Of course it did, because it followed a half dozen crappy movies and crappy TV.
Oh yeah. I told the boys, I said, I saw Fantastic Four twice, and my son Owen goes, was it that good? I said, yeah, go see it. They go, I don't know. I didn't like that Captain America movie, though. They went to go see that because I'm a big Cap fan. They all listen to Dad, but they were like, I go, what about Thunderbolts? I ain't gonna go see that one. Oh, what about this one, Ms. Marvel? They ain't gonna go see Ms. Captain Marvel, whatever it was. And that was it. But they were watching all the other ones. They had all Iron Man 3, Star Trek, or not Star Trek. What do you call them? Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor: The Dark World. They were on for the whole ride. And then the end game, they were on board with that one. And then it was like train wreck time.
Because somewhere along the way, Marvel lost the recipe. They seem to have gotten it back based on the actual movies of Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. Yes. And I'm hoping for the best. And I'm really glad, again, I don't want to go into detail. We'll save it for another day in terms of the details of Fantastic Four. But coming off of Superman and the feel-good movie that Superman is, and now having the Fantastic Four be as good as it is, I think that's enough to get people excited and potentially get excited about what's to come after.
You know what Trek could have done, buddy, to get everybody back? And I know as ludicrous as it sounded, I watched my kids and my neighbor's kids, he's like 20 years old, talk about how much they love the Joker movie, which I can't stand. I hate the Joker.
First one I liked, but go ahead.
The Joker 2. I actually like Joker 2 better because it was so messed up. They screwed it up. I think it was fun. But anyway, they like that kind. They like Deadpool. If you let Quentin Tarantino, I know you're going to freak out. If Quentin Tarantino, I know, but I'm just saying, if they made an edgy Trek, you might have gotten a newer audience, but I don't think they would have gone back and watched all the old stuff. But they might have been like, hey, this is kind of cool, like a Guardians of the Galaxy type of weird shit going on.
No, I agree with you, Mitch. And honestly, that's what they need, new blood. Again,
no, but they tried with Section 31 or whatever the hell that was called. I thought it was okay.
That isn't new blood.
That was their attempt, Johnny. That was their thing.
No, that was the old people trying something new.
It was the hipster movie.
They're still on their bad instincts of what makes Trek interesting. That is my point. They need new creative people, and I think Tarantino would have given a different energy than JJ and the Secret Hideout people.
No, stop. What you said, Terry Matalas is what, in his 30s?
No, he's in his 40s or whatever. But
is he 40? But he's youthful enough
Yes.
that he brought that fun feeling to Picard season 3, and I don't know what he's going to do with Vision, but I think it's going to be good too. This Matt Shackman or whatever his name is, that did Fantastic Four, did WandaVision. There's certain guys that aren't not corrupted, but aren't spoiled or what's the word I'm looking for? Jaded. That's exactly the word. They're not jaded. They still have enough love for film and a love for the subject matter that they deliver an exciting product. You go to see the Fantastic Four, you go, oh my God, I'm getting chills watching. I really enjoyed it. But I'm saying, then you get some other guys that phone it in and they just do a paint by number. Terry's really 49 years old, Terry Metalis. Wow, he's a lot older than I thought he was.
Real fast, don't forget,
I'm just saying.
Terry Metalis was an assistant on Rick Berman Trek, on Voyager, and on
Enterprise. So he knew all that stuff. He knew what made a good Star Trek back in the day.
That's right.
And he also did, he was a showrunner on 12 Monkeys, which was really good.
And wasn't Feige a Donner guy? Am I wrong by that? Yeah, he worked for Donner or the family or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. See, some of these guys have good mentors and they know what's a good movie and like, oh, this is what the audience wants. I don't know Goldsmith. I know the name, but I don't know what he did.
No, he's been around. He's been around since the 90s.
The Matrix or something? Is that him?
For the misfires like The Mummy with Tom Cruise,
and
Robin, and a lot of crappy.
But he must have had some hits, Johnny. Why do they keep giving him money then?
Hollywood's not good about it. He was with one Oscar movie. Folks in the chat, you can look it up. But yeah, and again, studio. In the words of who was the great screenwriter that said nobody knows nothing when it comes to Hollywood screenwriting, William Goldman.
Oh, okay.
That book. And that was his major thesis was the studios know nothing, and they don't. So, well, he's an Oscar winner. Hey, Michelle Yeoh's an Oscar winner. I'm sure they'll make a great Section 31 movie. No,
she's an actress, and if you don't give her good script and good direction, she can't save the thing by herself. That's what any actor.
One of my two favorite words when I'm angry about something, boys.
Bad writing.
Bad writing. Yes.
Yeah.
Bad writing. And it always comes down to that. And if you don't have a good script, you got nothing. No. And shame, and you're wasting all of our time with your idiocracy. And on that happy note, we can wrap up. I think we're done flogging the dead horse at this point. Well, we'll see, guys. I mean, again, we got another.
No, before you end it.
Sure. Go ahead.
Having met these people at my show, Ethan Peck and Celia Rose Gooding and Rebecca Romaine. The actors are great. They really are. They're really good. They you give them a bad script, they'll make it good. They know how to act. They're great. Anson Mount, I like Anson Mount. Everybody's wonderful. Sure. It's kind of sad that I watch this every week. I get up on Thursdays. I look forward to the first season. I loved every episode, really, all 10. I thought it was fantastic. I even bought them on DVD, which I haven't done in years, just to have them so I can watch them again. The first season. I didn't buy the second season. So far in the third season, there's nothing that makes me want to go out and buy that thing. And I don't know what it is. I really don't know. I mean, did they get a contract? They know they got a 5-year thing. The worst thing they ever did for shows is when they would give them like an order for 50 episodes. They did it with Northern Exposure. And once you got that comfort zone that you know you're going to get a steady paycheck for 50 episodes, you just get lazy and you just start phoning it in because you go, oh, screw this. I'm not going to work hard because I don't have to, because I'm going to get paid for the next 50 episodes. And you could see the quality always goes down. And I don't know if these shows, they put an order in and go, hey, you guys got 5 seasons. Don't worry about it. Or the Treks, they used to do that. Didn't they used to say like, you got 7 seasons. They used to know like DS9 and Voyager, but Enterprise got kiboshed after 3 seasons? It was just downhill.
4 seasons.
I don't know. Maybe they needed ratings. Maybe you need to be on networks again where you got to fight for your supper every week. If the ratings start to go down, you go, Jesus, I gotta do a good story to get the thing to go back up because
two things. And I think I mentioned it the last time we did a Trek watch. Brandon Braga and Ron Moore were at a convention and it was asked, is it easier to write 10 episodes rather than the 20-25 episode season? And Braga said, honestly, it takes about as much time to write the 10 episodes. I don't either. The other thing is regarding Northern Exposure, and it also happened in Trek, showrunners were changed.
Yeah.
And that hurts. And also they started second guessing themselves with Discovery within that first season, and those initial showrunners were all fired. And they had to kind of rewrite and reshoot a lot of those first season episodes of Discovery. And I think that's been the case with the other shows as well. Henry Alonzo Myers was not part of or was he, with Strange New Worlds? I know Metalis was the junior writer on Picard season 2, as bad as it was, but essentially it was everything is done script wise. You keep the trains running. We're doing these other things, and we're setting up Strange New Worlds. So you have to run the show. You didn't write it, and you weren't involved with the supervision of the writing. But and then thankfully, thank God, he got his own season, and we actually got a good season of Star Trek in the new era. But again, it always comes down to the writing, guys. And again, I agree with you, Mitch. I don't blame Doug Jones. Is Doug Jones going to still be at Terrificon?
Yeah,
excellent.
Unless you heard something.
All right. Well, I wasn't sure because we didn't.
No, he's going to be there. No, he's going to be there.
As we're promoting the old people that were there last year, Doug Jones, of course, will be there. I love Doug Jones, and I have tremendous respect for him.
Oh, God, yeah. I thought he was the best part of Discovery. Nothing against that guy. Every episode he was in, he was putting in 120%.
Yes.
Never phoned it in. Always a good actor. Always gave it his best.
New alien race, interesting backstory, great performance.
Absolutely, yeah.
But again, hey, good news. We got Jet Reno coming back in Starfleet Academy.
I saw her. Yeah.
Hey, good news. The only recurring character that I'm happy is coming back is the Admiral from seasons 4 and 5.
Oh, the guy from the Mummy's coming back?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like that guy. And I don't know what's happening with Tilly, if she's going to be a guest star, but she doesn't seem to be part of the regular cast, or I would assume.
Maybe they're holding her back, Johnny. It's a big surprise. You know?
Mario wants to know, Wayne, if you're going to get the Nacelle Uhura action figure. It looks amazing.
No.
I saw Gates McFadden, who I adore and still have a major crush on. Hey, that's, man, she's like in her 70s. God bless her. God bless her.
I sent you that picture of her.
She was promoting her action figure from the Nacelle company. My good friend Brian Volk-Weiss behind the Nacelle company, and he's a great action figure collector and innovator. And apparently there's a Beverly Crusher action figure that is based on Sub Rosa, the ghost that
she had sex with the ghost, the
yes.
Irish one,
yes, and she was very funny teasing but keeping it clean, and it's very, very funny. Very, very funny.
I sent you the image of in the group chat. I sent the image of Jess Bush is getting her own action figure.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm not gonna bring it up. We're almost done.
When are we doing the FF thing, Johnny?
Say it again, buddy.
When are we doing the Fantastic Four? When's Franco coming back? Thursday?
Well, I was gonna check in with the guys once they're back from San Diego and see what their schedules are like. Because also, I know you're gonna be nutty. There's Herbie. God bless you. I know the week following this week is going to be nuts for you for Terrificon.
Why? Why would that be, John?
Well, because you've got a show coming up from the 8th to the 10th.
Oh, do I? I didn't know. What is this show you speak of?
I believe it's called Terrificon. In fact, Stanley wishes us luck and says excited for Terrificon. So
Godspeed us. Godspeed Terrificon. Yeah.
Indeed.
It's here somewhere.
Maybe right now I have Thursday night open.
I've got nothing going on.
All right. Well, yeah. If the guys are interested,
I'm the only one that hasn't seen it yet, and I will see it when I get home.
Slacker.
All right. Safe trip back, and feel better, buddy. And I'm glad that you were able to have as much fun as you did have, despite your situation and everything. Yeah. So that's good. Well, as always, Wayno, good job. And thanks everybody for watching and listening. And great comments from the chat, and great ombudsmanship or whatever from the people as well. So until next time, I will see if we'll reconvene next Sunday for another Trek watch and get into season 4 or episode 4 of season 3. But hopefully we will. But until then, everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.